All right, guys. Today we have a fragrance from the house of where are you? Amouage. Strap up.
Okay, for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let the sin into the room. You are on top, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today, from the house of Amouage, we have Journeyman. I am real excited to review this fragrance. Shout out to, I believe, Scott sent me this, if I recognize the label correctly. It's really dope when the community sends me fragrances. I normally have a couple of road dogs in the space that really hook it up and we trade and all that stuff. But sometimes really cool people in the community reach out and they're like, SB, I want to send you stuff. I got to hear your take on this. And Scott's been one of those guys who sent me like a serious pack. I think it was something like, I don't know, maybe like 15 joints. So shout outs to you, brother. Appreciate you. From the house of Amouage, we have Journey. I don't really have much to say. Let's just jump right in. Okay, and in the air, I get a red, fresh spiciness. It's quite dense. You know, Amouage is I don't know where I'm at with Amouage because the only Amouage I own is Epic Man as far as full bottle. Um and that's for very personal reasons. You know, I'm at a place in my journey where I'm not trying to buy what I think is the political choice of the undisputed best fragrance in a house. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy that's going to go into the Creed desk and just get Creed Aventus because it's what everybody's talking about. I'm in my own journey. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm almost about to hit 37 years old. I'm a grown man. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm married to a beautiful woman. I got 2 children. My life's set. I'm not wearing fragrances mostly to impress people. I'm wearing fragrance as an extension of who I am, and I feel like fragrance, like Kix would say, helps me to feel amazing. It also speaks to me. It changes my moods. It provokes thought. So it's a very personal decision for me on why I have Epic Man, for instance. But one thing I can say for sure, and this is objectively true, in a world of clonery on all levels, of trash performance, in a world of unoriginality, in a world of fragrances getting weaker in terms of quality and personality, you will never smell an Amouage fragrance and think this is cheap. Ever. I don't care if you don't like the fragrance. All of their fragrances have weight and complexity. And so it's almost like, even if you don't know what you love from them yet and you haven't found a fragrance similar to me aside from Epic Man, don't fret. Spend time with them. So if you can go up to a fragrance and figure out everything about it in a few seconds, it's probably not that special. You probably shouldn't spend the money on it, right? And so it's a joy to come to this house because I have to slow the car down, hit the cruise control, and be present and learn. Sit back and learn. It's not necessarily about picking a fragrance. It's about enjoying the thoughtfulness that went into the quality, the presentation, and the creation of the scent. And the decision as to whether or not I want to buy it comes way later because I need to just slow down and appreciate that there are still houses out there that you can't just smell very quickly and make a decision with. They are fragrances that are thought-provoking and have such personality that you need to respect them and give them the time of day. With that being said, fresh, spicy scent in the air. We're going to skip around for half a second here, guys. I want to see if they compare this to Carlisle. Because I got a very like African leather / Carlisle feel. H-Oud. We're being naughty here, guys. We're skipping around. Bleu de Chanel, that's crazy. Sometimes you just can't even listen to this. Okay, let's go back out to Maine, guys. I don't want to cheat you from my initial impressions. So for me, I get a very like initial impression in the air felt like African leather more than Carlisle, but it kind of had this this apple fresh spice, not necessarily apple, but slightly sweet, fresh, spicy green. Bam. Now that it's settling down and I've been making love to the track and we're 5 minutes in with almost no valuable information on the fragrance yet. The fragrance has had plenty of time to chill. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a much more earthy backdrop of a fragrance, kind of like a African leather to me and my nose. Like African leather leans on, I call it tiger piss. African leather kind of leans on that very like radiant spiced cumined kind of slight wine reduction-y green appled feel. This feels like much more what the earthiness brings to it. It's a lean backward from that and much more of an earthy scent. Age, it feels very mature. It feels like somewhat smoky, ashy, green, spicy, fresh though, dry. Yeah, I feel like ambitious 25 to 30-year-old man. Are they calling this unisex? Okay, good. They're calling it a men's fragrance. Yeah, just this super aromatic outdoors, fresh, spicy, citric, green type of fragrance, mostly green than citric. But then it feels like it has this backbone of like a bit of smoke, a bit of dry woods, some herbals, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and actually give you guys the window now. Amazing looking bottle. It got a 4.2 out of 5, which is creeping into mass appeal territory, but I think this is only mass appeal for grown men. Woody spicy fragrance for men launched in 2024. Let's just go ahead and read this a little bit. We always expect a lot from the House of Amouage, and so do I. And the new journey of fragrance takes us for an olfactive journey to the Orient by a mixture of precious ingredients. We don't need to know about the Journey women. The new men's fragrance, Journey Man, confirms its woody, spicy character with the initial notes of Sichuan Pepper, Cardamom, refreshed with bergamot zest and luminous, sparkling neroli blossom. That just gives it a dry freshness. I don't really get the note of neroli. The heart incorporates juniper, incense, pure geraniol, and tobacco with a base of tonka, cypriol, leather, and musk. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, young guys, as you see this note thing, you can just tell it's grown man business. This feels like an unk fragrance, you know, for all you young cats out there. But I will say this, as a young man, even if you pick this up, guys, you know, my ambitious 20-year-olds, just know if you put this on, you're either hitting on women much older than you, or you're hanging out with grown folk. You know what I'm saying? This is not a scent that's going to pull in the ladies, or the scent that's going to make a lot of sense in school or at work or something like that. This because it has so much personality and it's mature. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice scent. I feel like on the dry down, this scent has to last forever. I think you're getting 6 to 8 hours no matter what your hygiene is, no matter what. Yeah, long lasting here. Did they say it's like Egypt? See, they gotta quit with all this. This is just ridiculous. Let's leave screen here for a second, guys. I think it's comfortably 30 and up, maybe even 35 and up. This is the type of incensey fragrance where the incense smells like an incense stick. but there is a little bit of depth and space to this fragrance where you can feel out the aromatics and the lift from that kind of fresh spicy. Again, I feel like African leather took this type of DNA and made it fun and hip and bacheloresque. So if you want what this does, but you still want to be able to take it to the club, you know what I'm saying? Or take it to a wedding or be a single guy still on the prowl type of thing, then African leather is the way to go. It's more of the Dior Sauvage of this style where it's youthful bad boy material. But this just feels like Unk at the barbecue. It's nice. I mean, Unk smells good, you know what I'm saying? But 30 and up, I feel like even saying 30 and up is crazy. Like it's ambitious whether you're 25 to 35 because of the strong incense and dark category. Unless you're at like a hookah lounge or, you know what I'm saying, having a cigar or something, then you're not out of place. But those type of activities are older people activities. You know what I'm saying? It's a good scent to me, but I don't think I would spend the money on a scent like this. I feel like you could get like a Bentley Absolute for men, the all black bottle, and that'll get you there for 30 bucks. It's not as, doesn't have as much depth and complexity, but like, let's compare it to a clone like Afro Leather from Maison Alhambra. You can get that on $20 on Amazon right now, or Cassius from Maison Alhambra, which is imitating Carlisle from PDM. Those have great 8 to 10 hour performance, and they smell like this. They might not have all of the complexity, but they're 90+%, no question, on this scent profile. So I think if you're a guy who likes these kind of somewhat dark, fresh, incensey type fragrances, and you're not a collector, this would be like a staple scent for you in the fall and winter, and while you're in your office reading a book or having a cigar or something, or going to the lounge or going to a billiards, going to a theater, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or you're in a casino gambling, something like that. But from an affordability standpoint, as alternatives, I think Maison Alhambra's Afro Leather makes all the sense in the world. In fact, I could probably fool a lot of you guys putting that on next to this fragrance after the opening, once we get to the dry down. It's a very good quality, thoughtful scent that's very signature. And I do appreciate their clean take on incense. It doesn't smell too like Middle Eastern. It doesn't smell too dark or too resinous. It has a very dry woods, incense, fresh spice feel to it. And it's clean. So this is like as a kid, if my dad had like a library office that had like a bookshelf, and you slide the book back and it opens up, and there's a secret passageway to like a guy lounge where there's like a pool table and some drinks and a TV. It's like a man cave, this is what it would smell like in there. It would just smell of, kind of some smoke in the air, some dry woods. Maybe it has a leather couch in there, some aged books on the wall, kind of feel. Really nice though. I mean, as a fragrance overall, with no bias toward who it's for and all that, just as a scent, I give it an 8. It's certainly above average, especially in its category, but I don't think you can go 9 or 10 with this. Even if you're a lover in this lane, it's just not interesting enough. It's just a very solid, formidable daily driver in this category, but it's not doing anything special. It's not surprising me with any kind of notes. I don't feel like it's very signature. Just because you have incense and darkness doesn't mean it's signature. It's very pronounced, very high performer, very projective. The sillage would be crazy on a scent like this, like smoke, but it's not a scent foreign to you. You've smelled this before. Like I said, alternatives. I think Bentley Absolute would give you the vibe of this fragrance, but in terms of the scent profile, Maison Alhambra, Afro Leather, you'll pretty much have this fragrance, especially after the dry down. But yeah, 8 out of 10 fragrance for me. Fall winter leaning. Gave you the alternatives age-wise. I think it's a 35 and up fragrance, or an ambitious 25 to 35-year-old, occasions would be, nighttime, breezy or cold air, upscale casual. It's a semi-formal to upscale casual type of scent. This feels very much nightlife, cold weather or breezy weather to me. It's elegant, it's classy, and it's just a personality piece for a mature man who wants to have a kind of that heritage, classy, smoky feel. Anyways, guys, this was Amouage's Journeyman. And I'm shocked it got a 4.25, even out of the niche lovers. But it's a very quality scent. I think there are other more star power Amouage fragrances, but this would be like, Aventus Cologne for Creed, what that fragrance is for them. It's like Amouage's kind of staple classy man fragrance. That can be somewhat versatile. Anyways, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. What are your guys' favorite fragrances in Amouage? I haven't really spoke about this house in great detail. I'm interested to see what you guys want to point me to and what you want to see on the channel, or what Amouage fragrances you have. I know, for super niche heads, you either have all of the Amouage house because you're just a fan of the complexity and artistic ability of that house, or people go really slowly with that house and they might have one bottle and they really got to be sold on the fragrance to want to go out and spend that coin. But man, the bottle presentation, the smells, the creativity, this is a house where you're never spending in vain. It's a quality house. The trick is just finding the fragrance that speaks to you, and you feel like you'll get a lot of wearing out of the fragrance. So anyways, with that being said, hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week, and until next time, peace.